there's just like this marine layer, and this has foiled us a couple times.
Oh, definitely. That sound you hear in the background is Mother Nature laughing while you make plans. You don't know the classics.
Oh wait, did you say was that a different language?
That was a made-up language. You never heard the beginning of was it Rock of Ages by Def Leppard?
No.
Gleben, Glauten, Globen.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's like they pretended to count to 4, and it's just gibberish. Unta sounds like one, but the rest of it's crap.
I've heard that, but I didn't. I don't know the reference, but I have heard.
Well, there you go.
That
I'm just full of teachings.
Yeah. I am just checking
Scott
here.
Davenport, master educator, not just photography, also classic rock.
Spencer Pablo, pupil of said Davenport. The last episode, I learned what whale tail was.
Yes, you did.
Whew.
Yeah.
Man.
And that hat will never be seen again.
I cannot unlearn that. Oh my gosh. So the light sucks right now.
It is dark and
I miss
overcast,
summer.
and it gets dark too early. We had this idea.
Yeah,
we're sitting in downtown San Diego, behind the San Diego Convention Center, looking at the harbor. I got a bunch of the marina, I should say, a bunch of boats there. I had this idea. There's a photo I've wanted to take.
It's a beautiful place.
It's a nice place. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but for the camera, it's not so much right now. So I had this notion of there's a classic sign in San Diego, Gaslamp Quarter, and it arches over Fifth Avenue, and there's this little traffic island I wanted to set up on a reasonably, nice night, city lights, dusk, so you get that nice mix. And none of that's happening today. So camera, it didn't even come out of the bag. It
happens sometimes.
And we said, well, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's sit down. Let's talk about that. And,
now, I actually took pictures because on
the way here,
I would have been here a little early, but I saw the sunset, and I know you saw the sunset too. But I had the luxury of being able to stop.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a freeway.
Yeah,
so I couldn't do it.
So I stopped, and I took a picture of downtown from kind of like maybe 3 miles away. Because our downtown has a lot of reflective skyscrapers along the skyline, and it reflected the light coming from sunset. It actually was after sunset, but it was this beautiful orange sky.
Well, what was interesting about the way that the sky is if you were looking west, looking out at the ocean, there's going to be that layer of clouds at the horizon, we call the marine layer, fog, whatever you want to call it. And then there was a big gap of nothing, and this huge lumbering hunk of gray cloud that was just hovering over everything from San Diego downtown, at least to 3-4 miles east. And that lit up like you wouldn't believe.
It was
pinks,
nice.
Oranges, everything in between, all the little ripples underneath the
cloud.
Were
you in traffic?
I was sitting, it was traffic, it was moving.
Yeah.
But there's one spot where I get a break where I could actually see between some valleys all the way out to what would be the Torrey Pines Beach. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, it was just absolutely gorgeous. It was like, well, by the time I got down here, I was like, if we were able to get down here earlier, that would have been a really, really nice sky over Fifth Avenue.
Next time.
But it's hard to do that when it's, it's a weekday. I got kids coming back from school and all that kind of stuff. And, to get down here before sunset at 4:42.
4:42?
4:42 p.m. sunset.
Man, that should be illegal.
I suppose it's worse as you go farther north. Is that how it works?
I don't know.
At this time of year?
I'm an engineer.
You solve that.
Wow. Yeah, having sunset go down so early, it makes me sad.
There's only one place that I'm happy for that in San Diego, and that's the Cabrillo Monument. Because they close the grounds at 5 p.m., period. And then the Rangers can come collect you and move you out.
Oh, I gotcha.
So that's the one time
they need to go
home. Well, it's the one time of year that you can go there and legally try to get a sunset with the lighthouse. And I've done that a few years in a row. And I'm thinking about doing that over the weekend because it's the time of year to do that. And I just got to hope I get a cool sky like it was today. Oh, my God.
You're doing that on Saturday, huh?
I'm going to try.
I'm going to be at a parade.
Well, that's good, too.
Think of me. and I will think of you while I'm in the parade with my daughter.
Okay. Well, you'll only be upset if there's a really awesome sky.
Oh, it's gonna be epic. I looked at the weather.
It's been an incredible set of sunrises the last several weeks here. It's been crazy.
Oh my gosh, we've been having some pretty nice sunsets. Except for so sometimes it gets like overcast here, and you have those moments where it's beautiful all day, and then right at the moment of sunset, there's just like this marine layer, and this has foiled us a couple times.
Oh, definitely. That sound you hear in the background is Mother Nature laughing while you make plans.
Oh man, I remember we're there on a beach. It's beautiful. It's crisp, and the sun just looks great. But then you look out and you're like, what is that gray thing at the horizon? Yep. Oh, that's the thing that's gonna absorb and eat the sun and take away your sunset.
Gobble it up and take away the sunset. A day like today, it wouldn't have mattered. You have that high clouds. That's what's going to catch the really cool color.
It was nice.
You wouldn't get the little, the sunburst or the thing happening at the horizon type of stuff today. But
no, actually,
didn't need it.
Speaking of sunsets, have you ever seen they called the green flash?
I don't think I have.
Do you know what the green flash is?
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I don't.
Do you guys know what the green flash is?
If you know what the green flash is, leave a comment.
Yeah, no.
If you don't know what the green flash is, now I'll tell you. So I guess as the sun gets right to the edge of the horizon, and because the curvature of the Earth, the blah, 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 there's a moment where the light is green.
Excuse me.
Because of whatever refractive properties the atmosphere has. This is how I understand it, right?
I understand that it's the the frequency of the light wave that makes it to your eyes, because everything else gets absorbed by atmospherics. So the green light is the one that gets to your eyeball.
He called me a nerd in the last episode.
Well, you're still a nerd.
And I still am.
You're still a nerd. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I've never photographed it. I mean, I don't recall
it's so hard
seeing
to
it. And I've seen photographs of it, and it's kind of like one of those. Well, that's cool. Although I don't particularly get excited about that type of photo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. Contrast that with go shoot the Northern Lights, which also I've never done. I'd like to do that. That looks cool.
It is fun.
And just the way that everything dances and moves around. So there was something else that we were talking about before we got in the car, and I already forgot what it was. I can't remember. I'm getting old. Yeah.
I'm getting younger and better looking.
Wow. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, hey!
Who are you?
Yeah, by the time that this episode is done, I'm going to be a little kid.
Wow. Well, by the time this episode goes out, I'm going to be another year older. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday in advance.
Well, I can't remember which day this is going to go up, but yeah. I'm one of those birthdays right at the end of the year. But
does that suck? I have to ask.
So okay, all right. So
you get a combo birthday.
When my parents were really good about that. Really, unless it was like some dating myself, like when the Atari 2600 came out.
Yeah,
and that was like a big gift. That would be like a combination thing. But everything else, they were really good about making sure that there was separate gifts for the birthday versus the for the holidays. What was tough as a kid is you couldn't really have birthday parties. After about 5 years old, we gave up. We just lost the camera. Yeah, I think I lost me.
Oh.
That's okay. So you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
As an adult, it's really cool because no one really knows you got older other than you look older. It's not like it doesn't become a thing at your workplace or this or that, and it just all flies under the radar. And that part I like.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
In the end, it's it's an arbitrary thing. It's like high five, you made a lap around the sun. Who cares? I mean, just get on with your day. So,
I feel the same way about New Year. Like it's just the beginning of another month. Do we celebrate June 1st? Wait, is there a holiday on June 1st?
There should be. It only comes once a year.
See? But it just so happens that it's also the beginning of another year. And so I don't get New Year's. Like, why do we celebrate? Why do we get the day off? Anyway.
I'm not going to complain about the part about the day off.
In advance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you
happy
very
birthday
much.
in advance.
Yeah.
You're going to be 30.
I'm going to be 32. In hex.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm actually trying to calculate.
Yeah, no, you're calculating it.
Yeah,
now. That's actually really old. That's like more Methuselah age.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but gosh, so yeah. I mean, kind of coming back to photography stuff, and didn't shoot anything here. So, has there been any other like outing or trip or something where you just flat out said, "Yep, camera's staying in the bag. There's no point
Oh,
for me
yeah.
to take it out." So,
Oh yeah.
for example, tell me more.
Well, so you don't know. I mean, even if I take the camera out, I know I'm gonna go take some pictures, and I'm not gonna. And then I call it later. I'm gonna be like, I'm not happy with any of these.
Okay.
So I've done enough of those that if I'm looking around, I'm like, this is gonna suck culling later because I know I'm uninspired by what happens. You just kind of leave it there, and you just like. Sometimes things are beautiful but not photogenic, right? And so when that happens, I'll just leave the camera in the bag and appreciate the time.
So you've gotten better at that over time.
I have.
I'm kind of the same way, where I can go. I know if short of it being, I've traveled somewhere, I'm really not going to be there again.
At that point, you're documenting.
Those ones, it's more like I was here.
Yeah.
It's a vacation snapshot, whatever it might be.
Sure.
But yeah, for anything else, like if it's a photo shoot purpose built thing, or it's your backyard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So has there been one that there's been a lot. Can I remember one? Well, let's see. I know once I was over at the Coronado Bridge, which is not too far from where we're currently sitting.
Yep.
I was at the Coronado Bridge and hey Coronado Bridge, I'm literally looking at it right now. And I'm right under it, and I'm looking, and some company sent me a lens, and I'm testing it out there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I've taken this shot so many times. The color, in fact, is less vivid. I'm just gonna. It's a great, beautiful. It was Zeiss Otis, by the way.
Okay.
For those who know how much that's worth.
That's a good lens.
Yeah, it's heavy. But anyway, I put it back in the bag. I folded the tripod legs up, and I was just like, I'll come back here another time when the skies are better.
That's one where if you're shooting a lot in locations near where you live, you definitely do that way more often. It's like, I've been at this place. I know it can be better. I'm not going to bother.
Right.
Has there ever been one where you've gone somewhere? Well, let me ask it differently. You ever gone somewhere you're probably not going to get back to, at least for a long time?
Yeah. Conditions
are not good, and you take a few photos because you were there, and then you're pleasantly surprised and go, oh my God, this is actually real. And it turns into a photo that you're like, wow, I really like this one.
And I recall this moment vividly.
Okay.
Well, first off, I want to let you speak. I want to see what happens because I'm going to get carried away with this particular
All right. Well, for that particular question, the one I'm answering now, I did that at, I visited Cape Kiwanda. I've been there once and only once.
Okay.
And it was raining the whole time. And so I've got I look like the cover of that Jack Johnson album where he's got the hood pulled over and everything's just drenching. Got the camera out there. It was a minor break to some big old log on the beach. Click, click, click. There's ugly sea foam flying everywhere.
Sure.
And then packed it in and drove to my next location. And then when I processed it, it took on this whole different.
I need to see this picture. We need to see this picture, right?
I'll dig it up. I'll throw it into the video here, and I really like it.
Wow. Yeah. So I found that the light in between storms is remarkable. I love that look. Yeah. Everything's so fresh looking, so shiny.
Well, it's like nature blinks, right? All the dust gets washed out of the air. But it wasn't like a break where you get the sun creeping, peeking through and all that. It was just, it stopped. It didn't even stop raining. It just let up.
Sure.
But that was one where I was really pleasantly surprised. I was like, well, I'm here, take a few photos, and then I'm getting out of Dodge because I'm cold and I'm,
so
soggy.
Has that? Yes. So that's happened to me. That has totally happened to me. I remember I was in Acadia National Park at Maine Bass Harbor Lighthouse.
Okay.
And I was taking and I'm just looking. You have to kind of go around some treacherous rocks. That your gear can fall. If you fall in the water, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get cut, but your gear will definitely be broken. It's like jagged rocks and all that stuff.
Okay. My kind of place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I threw some ND filters on there, and I'm just looking. I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is pretty. There's clouds. It's shaped weird.
Okay.
But what ended up happening was I let the shutter drag for a while. And from where I stood, I couldn't tell the direction of the the movement of the clouds. I couldn't tell. Sometimes if you drag and you're for me at least, if the clouds go from one side of the frame to the other side, it's not pretty to me.
You want it to be
I
more
want it
at a diagonal, kind
right.
of leading
I want
in.
that. I want there to be a leading line. Sure enough, it was one because it was like it was. I think it was like a 3-minute shot. A 3-minute shot. It reflected the sun breaking through some cloud. Because when you're there, you're holding on. You have the death grip on your tripod, and you're there, and you're just like, you need to secure your gear, but you don't want to shake your gear. It's that weird balance where your core is like tight. You're like, I don't want this to fall. It's windy. I don't want it to fall, but I want a sharp image. So I did this. It's 3 minutes, and I know other people want to go there, so I'm not going to linger there for too much longer. I take the shot. So
there's other people waiting to get down to the space that you're
occupying? You know, they were.
Okay.
It's a romantic spot too.
Okay,
I can
all
see they probably just wanted to go ahead and sit down with their special someone.
On the jagged rocks where they may fall to their doom.
Oh yeah, something about that is romantic.
Yeah, okay.
So I put my gear away and I went up. I went to the car. I threw it in the trunk. I grabbed my camera and I reviewed it. And I was like,
so you even
I remember.
then.
I remember. I was like, I
that's
cannot
cool.
wait to see. And when I travel, I try not to bring a computer. I don't. It's just my phone. I've processed some images, drafts on my phone, and I've sent them over to clients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wait to hop on a plane and get back to the other coast so I can see it on a large screen. And I was like, everything was sharp. There were God rays coming between the clouds.
Nice.
The water was reflecting
you need
back
to
up.
Point me at this photo. I'll make sure it gets into the video.
It'll be right now. Boop. So yeah,
I'm still in awe of the photo.
it's. Let's go back. Oh, remember that place. So anyway, that was one shot that I didn't think it was going to be that good. I knew I had leading lines because of the rocks and the tree line and stuff like that, but then the clouds decided to play along the light. Anyway, so yeah, that was one. I love those moments.
You know, I mean, I do and I don't. I mean, I'm glad when they happen because
Yeah.
they're like, as Bob Ross would say, happy accidents.
Yes,
But I just as soon it go well from the beginning and I'm not left with the guesswork.
well, you have to
Yeah.
kind of expect the unexpected a lot of times. Especially as a landscape photographer, you can't calculate how everything is going to be.
I tell people that the only way you're going to miss the shot is by staying at home.
Right.
It's the only way. You know,
Right.
Anything else, you at least have a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you then.
Yes.
You know, because you can't calculate and you don't know if it's going to be a good shoot or not. Have you done a workshop where, you know, you've gone to a particular place and just the weather just kind of takes you away and everything you've practiced is just like out the window because it just didn't cooperate?
Not everything that you've practiced goes out the window
Okay.
because that's part of the game of, you know, being a landscape photographer. Is you deal with what nature gives you that day. You know,
Sure.
The universe will serve up whatever it wants, and then you try to make the best of it. I have had difficult days in workshops where the weather just wasn't cooperative.
Yeah.
Actually, right here in beautiful San Diego, we got hit with a weekend of very gray skies, and it changes up what you go and shoot. You're not looking for that epic, colorful landscape.
Sure.
You're looking for something more intimate, more smaller scenes, something more about shape and form as opposed to color and light. You know, so that it just changes the way you approach it. But you know, it doesn't make anything that you've practiced go out the window. It just means you're not. There's what
It
you
makes it
walk
good
up
black and white.
Black and whites are really good on gray days. They really are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the approach that I'll use if
Sure.
whether that's bad. I mean, you know, the only time I won't ever fundamentally go out is if it's, you know, just flat out, you know, thunderstorm type of thing. I'm not going to run around with a big metal rod when there's lightning.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, one of my
It
best.
would make a cool picture though.
if somebody else were there to capture me getting hit with the lightning. But one of my most favorite photos I've ever taken, it was pouring rain up until about 40 minutes before the shoot. It was, you know, here in La Jolla, and I'm just sitting in the car looking at the ocean, hoping it was going to stop, and then it did. Sky opened up, sunrise happened, color, everything was nice and clear. Like you said, like, you know, all the dust was washed away from the sky.
Do you
That was
have that
fantastic.
picture?
Yeah, I might have that picture.
Huh.
I might put it here right now. And now
Whoa,
you're in
man!
awe of what
Oh
you
my
saw.
God! Did you see that? Oh God.
That was one of my favorites, and it was one of those. If I hadn't decided just to get in the car and drive out there and hope that the rain was going to break, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Hang on. I've been battling that for the allergy season.
Ah, yeah.
It's allergy season, man.
Yeah. I call it sock season because it's cold enough in San Diego. I got to put on socks.
Oh yes. Me
That's
too.
as cold as it gets.
I never.
That's as cold as it gets. I got to put on socks.
I got to put on socks this time of year.
Yep, sock season.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because it was kind of warm and then it was windy. We had Santa Ana winds.
We had a heat wave, unusually hot.
Yeah, and then now it's cold,
yeah.
and because of that, the
Sure.
pollen or whatever is still around, and just like every self-respecting nerd, I'm allergic to everything.
I've given up on being allergic to things.
Yeah.
It was for Lent in, I think, 82.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been working well for me.
So Lent doesn't last for years and years and years.
You're just a lesser person.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, man. All right. What do you think?
Speaking of heat, it is steamy
It's
in here.
getting warm in the car again. Yeah.
It is.
So,
I could take off my beanie, but my head is shaved poorly. It's been a while. I don't maintain my shave. Shaving sucks. You got to shave all the time.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons I haven't bothered. I mean, it's like pruning a dead tree.
Yeah. Well, it looks good on you.
Thanks.
It looks good. It looks good on you.
No, on you.
But,
it looks good.
but for me, man, it's taken me years. Like I don't grow facial hair, and so when it comes, it just comes out like in these weird patches. Anyway, I'm sorry. Before we go off,
Yeah. Let's
Tangent.
this as much as I'd love to talk about personal grooming,
yeah.
let's not. Let's get out of here,
Oh
man.
man,
All right, see you next time, everybody.
unscripted us.
No
Look at
kidding.
us talking about facial hair.